The fastest way to expose what you don't know is to try explaining it to someone else, ideally someone who knows nothing about the subject. This isn't a trick, it's a mirror. The moment you open your mouth to teach, your brain is forced to organize scattered facts into a clear, connected story. If you stumble, if you reach for a complicated word to cover a gap, if you say, and then it just works without knowing why, that stumble is gold. It's showing you exactly where your understanding breaks down. Most people avoid this discomfort. They read a chapter, nod, feel satisfied, and move on, mistaking recognition for real knowledge. But recognizing an idea when you see it again is completely different from being able to rebuild it from nothing. Teaching forces rebuilding. Try this. Pick anything you think you understand. A business concept, a scientific idea, a skill, and explain it out loud in plain words, as if talking to a curious child. No jargon allowed. If you can't simplify it, you don't own it yet, you're just borrowing someone else's words. This single habit, repeated daily, compresses months of confused studying into days of real clarity. The people who learn fastest aren't smarter. They simply teach themselves out loud, constantly, brutally honest about every gap, until there's nothing left to hide behind. Curiosity is the real engine. Nobody learns fast while bored. Force yourself to memorize something you don't care about, and it slides out of your head within a week. But give a person a question that genuinely bothers them, something they need to know, and watch how quickly they absorb entire textbooks worth of information without even trying to memorize. Grades, exams, and rewards are weak fuel. They burn out fast and leave nothing behind. Genuine curiosity is a different kind of fuel entirely. It doesn't need discipline, because you're not forcing yourself to sit down, you're pulled to it. So before learning anything new, stop and hunt for the actual question underneath it. Not what's on the test, but why does this happen and what happens if I'm wrong? Turn every topic into a mystery you're personally trying to solve, not a task assigned by someone else. This single shift changes everything about how the brain processes information. Curious minds connect ideas, bored minds just store them temporarily and dump them the moment they're no longer needed. If a subject feels dead and lifeless, that's not the subject's fault. It usually means the real question hasn't been found yet. Find the question that makes you lean forward, and the learning practically happens on its own, without willpower, without pressure, without any need to force it. Test yourself before you feel ready. Most people study by rereading notes until the words feel familiar, and that familiarity tricks them into thinking they've learned something. It's a false signal. The brain confuses "I've seen this before" with "I understand this," and those are two completely different things. The real test is trying to produce the answer from a blank page with nothing to lean on before you feel ready, because you'll never feel fully ready, and that's fine. Struggling to recall something, failing, and then checking the answer builds a stronger memory than passively reading the same page 5 times ever could. This is uncomfortable on purpose. Discomfort is the signal that real learning is happening, because the brain is being forced to search, not just recognize. Try covering your notes and asking yourself the hardest possible question about the topic, then attempt an answer out loud or on paper. Get it wrong. Check it. Try again tomorrow, not today, because a little forgetting in between actually strengthens the next recall. People who learn fastest test themselves constantly and quietly accept being wrong along the way, while people who learn slowest keep rereading, feeling confident, and then blanking out completely the moment it actually matters. Testing feels harder in the moment, but it's the difference between borrowed familiarity and real, retrievable knowledge that stays. Break it down until a child could get it. Complicated language is often a hiding place. When someone can't explain an idea simply, it usually means they're covering a gap with impressive-sounding words, and impressive words are not the same as understanding. The real test of knowing something is whether you can strip away every technical term and still make it make sense, using plain, ordinary words and everyday comparisons. Take any idea and imagine explaining it to a 10-year-old. No shortcuts, no jargon, no "you'll understand this later." If a step doesn't make sense in simple language, that's exactly the step to go back and study again, because that's where the real gap is hiding, not somewhere else. This process of relentless simplification does something important. It forces connections to things you already know. A complicated idea explained through a simple, everyday comparison sticks in memory far longer than a technical definition ever could, because the brain remembers stories and pictures far better than abstract terms. So the next time something feels hard to learn, don't reach for a bigger vocabulary, reach for a smaller one. Try to explain it using only words a child would already know. If you can't, you haven't actually learned it. You've only memorized the label for it, and labels disappear from memory the moment they stop being useful for a test. Treat mistakes like data, not failure. Fast learners get things wrong constantly. The difference is they don't treat being wrong as an emergency. They treat it as information. Every mistake tells you something precise, exactly where your model of reality doesn't match reality itself, and that gap is far more valuable than getting something right by accident. Getting it right without understanding why teaches you almost nothing, while getting it wrong and figuring out why teaches you everything. Most people are trained since school to fear red marks, to feel embarrassed by an incorrect answer, and that fear quietly makes them avoid the exact situations where the fastest learning happens, the edge of what they don't yet understand. Try flipping this completely. Go looking for ways to be wrong on purpose. Make a guess before checking any answer. Predict an outcome before testing it. When the guess fails, don't move on quickly. Sit with it. Ask what assumption was broken and rebuild from there. This is uncomfortable, slow-feeling work in the moment, but it compounds fast because every corrected mistake becomes permanent knowledge, while every avoided mistake becomes a gap waiting to embarrass you later at a worse time when it matters more. Curiosity paired with fearlessness about being wrong is the actual engine behind rapid learning, not raw intelligence. Go deep on fundamentals, not wide on facts. There is a huge difference between knowing 1,000 disconnected facts and truly understanding a handful of core principles. Facts without foundation evaporate quickly because they have nothing to hold on to in memory, but a few deeply understood fundamentals become tools. They let you rebuild forgotten details on the spot because you understand the underlying logic well enough to reconstruct anything built on top of it. Instead of chasing more information, chase fewer, deeper ideas. Ask why repeatedly about the same basic principle until reaching something so simple it can't be broken down any further. That bedrock understanding becomes a foundation. Everything else can be derived from later, without needing to memorize every branch separately. Most slow learners try to cover as much ground as possible, skimming widely and retaining almost nothing solid. Fast learners deliberately go narrow and deep first, mastering the roots before worrying about the branches, because branches can always be regrown from strong roots, but roots can never be recovered from memorized branches alone. So the next time a subject feels overwhelming, resist the urge to learn everything at once. Pick the one idea everything else depends on, and refuse to move forward until that single idea is completely, simply, deeply understood. Everything else becomes dramatically easier after that. What if everything you were taught about learning is backwards? What if the person who reads the most books, sits through the most lectures, highlights the most sentences, is actually learning slower than the person who does almost none of that? I want you to sit with that for a second because it sounds wrong, and it should sound wrong because almost nobody tells you this. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Information going into your head means nothing, nothing at all. What matters is whether it comes back out again, on demand, when you need it, reconstructed from scratch. That's the entire game. And most people spend their whole lives confusing the feeling of familiarity with the fact of understanding. Let me show you what I mean. Read a paragraph twice. It feels familiar the second time, doesn't it? That familiarity is a trick. Your brain is whispering, "You know this," when really, all it knows is that it has seen these words before. Recognizing a face in a crowd is not the same as being able to draw that face from memory. Learning works exactly the same way. So here's the real test, the only test that actually matters. Can you explain it to someone who knows nothing? Not with fancy words, not with borrowed vocabulary from a textbook. In plain, ordinary, almost embarrassingly simple language the way you'd explain it to a child sitting across the table from you, swinging their legs, waiting for an answer that actually makes sense. Try it right now with anything you think you understand. Go on, say it out loud in the simplest words you have, and watch what happens the moment you hit a wall, the moment your mouth wants to reach for a complicated phrase to cover a gap. That wall is not a failure. That wall is the most useful thing that will happen to you all day, because it just showed you, with perfect precision, exactly where your understanding runs out. Most people never find that wall because they never try to teach. They read, they nod, they feel smart, they move on. And the gap stays hidden until the worst possible moment, when it actually matters, when there's no book to check, no notes to glance at, just you and a question you suddenly can't answer. Now here's the second secret, and it's uncomfortable, so brace yourself. You have to want the question, not the grade, not the test. The actual question underneath the subject: why does this happen? What breaks if this is wrong? What would the world look like if this weren't true? Curiosity is not a personality trait some people are born with and others aren't. It's a decision to hunt for the question that makes you lean forward instead of the answer that lets you lean back. Force yourself to memorize something you don't care about and it's gone within a week, evaporated like it was never there. But give yourself a real question, one that actually bothers you, and watch how effortlessly the information sticks, because you're not fighting to hold on to it anymore, you're chasing it. And here's the part almost nobody wants to hear. You have to be willing to be wrong, constantly, on purpose, without flinching. Guess the answer before you check it. Predict the outcome before you test it. When the guess fails, and it will fail often, don't rush past it. Sit there, ask what assumption broke, because a corrected mistake becomes permanent knowledge, locked in for good, while an avoided mistake just becomes a gap, quietly waiting to embarrass you later, at a worse time, in front of the wrong audience. Stop trying to cover everything. Stop trying to know a little about 1,000 things. Pick the handful of ideas everything else depends on, and refuse to move forward until those ideas are so simple, so deeply understood, that you could rebuild everything on top of them from nothing, with no notes, no help, no safety net. That's not slower. That feels slower in the moment, and it is dramatically, unbelievably faster in the end. So the next time you sit down to learn something, anything at all, don't ask, how do I remember this? Ask, can I teach this to a child right now in plain words without hiding behind a single complicated term? If you can't, you don't know it yet. You just recognize it. And recognition dressed up and pretending to be understanding is the single biggest reason bright, hard-working people spend years learning what could have taken them weeks. The mind that learns fastest isn't the one with the best memory. It's the one brave enough to keep asking why, patient enough to sit inside confusion without running from it, and honest enough to admit over and over, I don't actually understand this yet, because that one sentence, said honestly, is where every real understanding on earth actually begins. So if there's one thing worth carrying out of this room today, let it be this. Understanding is not something you collect, it's something you build, one honest gap at a time. Every question you were too proud to ask, every idea you nodded along to without really grasping, go back to it. Ask why until it breaks down into something so simple a child could hold it. That's not a shortcut. That is the whole secret, hiding in plain sight the entire time. I hope this pushes you to look at learning completely differently starting today, to chase curiosity over grades, to welcome mistakes instead of fearing them, and to test yourself before you feel ready every single time. Wishing you nothing but good luck as you go out and apply this. May every subject that once felt impossible start feeling simple, one honest question at a time. And thank you truly for spending this time and this attention with me today. It means more than you know. What if I told you that the smartest person in any room is almost never the one who read the most books? What if the real reason you forget things isn't a bad memory? It's that you never actually understood them in the first place. You just recognized them. What if the words, I don't understand this, the sentence everyone is embarrassed to say out loud, are actually the most powerful 4 words a fast learner repeats every single day? Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't care how many hours you studied. It doesn't care how many highlighters you used. It only responds to one thing. Can you rebuild this idea from nothing, in plain words right now, with no notes and nowhere to hide? Most people spend years confusing familiarity with understanding. They read the same page twice, feel confident, and blank out completely the moment it actually matters. But what if there was a faster way, a way used quietly by the fastest learners in history? Not more discipline, not more hours, just one brutally honest question asked over and over. Could I explain this to a child? Stay with me for the next few minutes, because I'm about to break down exactly how that question rebuilds the way you learn anything forever.